Alright, fine, you know what? If you make this next shot, you can have my girlfriend.
You don't have a girlfriend.
That's not the point, Ryan.
Dewey, we have a show in 5 minutes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We have to go.
We're going the wrong way! Oh man, I'm so tired. Did we miss the show? Like we were longer than 5 minutes getting here.
You think?
For sure.
Probably go check.
Yeah. Are we?
Dude, go.
Do you think they're filming
go,
now?
Go. Welcome to I Woke Up Like This.
Sports!
On today's show, we visit a dance studio in Milton that's creating opportunities for individuals of all abilities.
Coming up on the show, it's springtime, and what better way to celebrate by getting out your bikes and going for a cruise? Our reporter David Lilly takes us to the cycling center.
Frisbee has become more than just tossing a disc around. Let's see if our reporter Josh Lyons can catch, throw, and be ultimate with the best of them.
Good morning. Welcome to I Woke Up Like This Sports Edition. I'm Ryan Rossell.
And I'm Jared Clarkson.
So, Jared, keep it up in shape lately?
Well, I mean, Ryan, just look at me. I'm keeping in shape. You know, I do what I can. I take the stairs whenever possible.
Honestly, the stair climber at the gym is one of the hardest workouts I've ever had to endure. That thing burns your calves like no other.
No, sorry. I hate to cut you off, but I meant I take the stairs in my building up to my floor, not the stair climber.
To stay physically active, you're on the 3rd floor, bud.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's 3 solid flights of stairs. We're doing a sports show, so you know I don't want to be taking the elevator all the time, so I take the stairs.
You're right. We are doing a sports show, and we actually have a great show for you guys today. 30 minutes of great content.
That's what I'm actually looking forward to the most, because we're not doing the regular stuff like hockey, baseball, basketball. You know, we're doing something I'm really looking forward to, because I don't know if you know this about me, but I love to dance, Ryan.
Do you, bud?
Yeah.
Tell
Did
me.
I ever tell you about when I lived in a small town?
You're from Brampton. It's not really a small town. But
When I was in high school, I moved to this really, really small town.
Brampton.
Not Brampton. And they had banned dancing forever after a tragedy, but I didn't stand for that because I love it. So I fought back, and I brought the power of dance back to the people.
It sounded a lot like the plots of Footloose, bud. It's not really your life.
Then in the summer, I went and I got a job working as a dance instructor at this camp, and I met this really great girl, and we just, you know, we were dancing all the time.
And that sounds like dirty dancing. That's also not your life. And please, you gotta stop this, bud. It's not really working for you.
Nobody puts baby in a corner, Ryan, not even you.
You're right, nobody. But onto our actual show. Dance is a great way to stay physically active. It's also a great way for therapy as well.
You know what, I do actually have to agree with you there, because dance has been around for thousands of years, and dance therapy itself, it's been a profession since the 1950s.
Well, for kids with special needs, dance can make a true difference in their lives. Our reporter Sasha Campbell found out just how helpful therapeutic dance is and found some pretty inspiring people along the way.
Madison has been dancing with Danceability for 5 years now, I believe, and she loves it. She absolutely, this is the one day a week she really looks forward to, and dance has always been her favorite thing. And she has an older sister who's been taking dance since she was 3, and so Maddie used to stand at the door and watch her dance every week and say, Miko, Miko. And I was like, you can't go, because there was never a class for her.
My daughter's name is Ashley, And Ashley has been dancing for 5 years as well. The experience has been a wonderful experience. Just knowing that she has an opportunity to do what everyone else takes for granted. And it has just opened up a whole world to her.
Sisters Jade and Mallory Ryan dedicate their Saturdays to making a difference in the lives of kids through dance.
So Mallory and I started Danceability 5 years ago. We're in our 5th year now at Dance Elite in Milton. We opened it to all abilities. We realized there isn't much out there for them to participate in community programs, so we wanted to give them that experience and share our passion for dance as well with those kids. I've grown up being a dancer, and now I get to share that with all these dancers and their family.
If not for the Danceability movement, kids with various special needs in the Halton region might not have the opportunity to enjoy recreational dance like they did. As occupational therapists, they're trained to work with kids and adults with disabilities. Their philosophy is each child is unique, every child deserves equal opportunities, and all children have the ability to dance. Every dancer has the support of a trained and supervised volunteer dance buddy. Working together one-on-one, dancers and volunteers have a special bond. Not only do the kids get to shine in the spotlight, but dancing lets them practice their balance, coordination, and motor skills.
I've been volunteering for 5 years. The best part, in my opinion, is seeing the kids grow, because some of them have been there for 5 years, all 5 years. His name's George, and he has autism, and he really I don't know, he's just fun to work with. He likes being squeezed, and he's really good at dancing.
I really appreciate, and I know she does too, really appreciate the volunteers that she has. They're amazing girls. It's not just a task. Their hearts are really engaged with the girls and the guys.
The best part about what we do, I think, is just seeing the huge smiles on their faces after that first class of taking a dance class, and they've never done it before, and just the excitement in them, and then seeing them grow throughout the year. And then to finish it all off at the end of the year, they get to go on stage and wear their costumes just like all the other dancers and perform their routine on stage, and that's a huge highlight, especially for those new dancers who it's their first time on stage and they have that experience, and to see the family's reaction as well. The way we structure our program definitely tailors to specific goals that the kids may be working on. So like I mentioned, there's, obviously the big one is the physical gain. So some of our dancers have taken their first steps in our class because it's that motivating environment of you have the music going, you have the props, you have your buddies, your dance partners, it's a group setting. But then we also see a huge social component. So having them interact with other dancers in the class, and we have the time where we do our pizza in a circle, and we make the dancers ask each other, well, what do you want on your pizza, just to facilitate that social interaction a bit more. And they make friends in the class. They look forward to them, and coming in each week, they are giving each other high fives, so that's a huge component. And and those are specific to the dancer. Then we see the benefits for the whole family as well, and the volunteer buddies too are getting exposed to something that's new for them and learning through their dance partner as well.
The one thing that I thought this was an experience just for her, but it's for me too. It has opened a door for me for other friendships and getting to know other girls who love dance or who are struggling just to fit in with everyone else. So I've been really blessed in that experience where I've just enjoyed meeting other moms and getting to know them better and forming really good friendships.
The most important thing about my job is seeing how it impacts the dancers and their families. That's why I do it. Also, the creativity aspect for me is good, because you have to always be on your toes, always adapting the class and the structure of the class to be able to see that one kid succeed, and you're like, yes, I've done my job, they've improved, so yeah.
If you'd like more information on the Danceability Movement, visit danceabilitymovement.com. For I Woke Up Like This, I'm Sasha Campbell.
Wow, that's fantastic. There's 38 kids with special needs that are helped at the Dance Elite Studio. That's how you make a difference.
No, you're absolutely right, Jared. Their work is truly inspiring. Anyone can look up to that.
We've got a bunch of great stories just like that one coming up, so check it out. Did you know Ultimate Frisbee is a professional sport? Neither did our reporter Josh Lyons, so he decided to try it out for himself.
So, Jared, riding your bike?
I'm going to be honest with you, Ryan, not as much as I'd like to. It's pretty much just collecting dust in my shed. But I haven't forgotten how, because you never forget how to ride a bike.
Well, that's true. You don't forget how to ride your bike, but how about if you're riding your bike at 85 kilometers an hour on degree bank turns over 40 degrees?
See, speed is not my thing. That's way too dangerous for me. I would just, no, it's not my thing.
Well, I mean, on this track I'm talking about, brakes aren't even allowed. A month ago, the GTA got a brand new racing bike facility, and it's going to be home to racers participating in the July Pan Am Games. Our reporter with I Woke Up Like This got a chance to go in and talk with the team coach and Canadian Olympic silver road cycling medalist Steve Bauer about the facility and the next generation of racers.
It's only 1 month old and it's serving as Canada's competitive cycling venue. The Mattamy National Cycling Centre is the hub of where some of Canada's top up-and-coming cyclists are training to become the next provincial, national, and international stars. Steve Bauer, silver medalist at the LA Olympics and road racing world champion, is the center's head coach.
I think a goal would be within 5 years that we would really make a serious impact on the national team. We have to be patient. We have, net new youth coming into the programs already, but we also have to, be somewhat aggressive and go to find them, because many kids that are, between 10 and say 15, 16 years old are already engaged in other sports, whether it's hockey, basketball.
It's an intense sport that trains athletes in just more than endurance and strength. It's a great off-season trainer for hockey and soccer players as well.
This group is age 12 and up. It's called a High Performance Youth Program. And so what we're doing is, first of all, getting them used to riding the track in a high performance way, being very quick and agile on their bikes, riding very proximate, doing race simulation drills. So it's a combination of getting the riders to be more skilled riders and also become fitter and start to push their energy systems in a way to adapt and become athletes, really.
The track has a capacity of 24 bikes at any one time for safety purposes. During team races, you would see as many as 8 bikes on the track.
Some of these riders are already racing in, for example, the youth cups, in the youth cups on the road in the summertime, so they're already active in the sport, and we're just trying to help them on their way and develop them as athletes. We have a couple of darn good ones, or maybe a few. So if not all of them, I'm very impressed with this group.
When everybody's together, it's called drafting, and by drafting another rider that's in front of you, you're making yourself more efficient. Person in front is blocking the wind. The person in behind is saving. I forget what the percentage of energy is, but it's pretty significant. It's about 20 to 30% more efficient to be in a draft than out in the wind. In this situation, people are intentionally working together so that they're able to, when it is their turn on the front, go faster than they would be if they were just going by themselves.
Track cycling offers a benefit for any cyclist. I mean, the skills that you can obtain on the track are quite numerous. One, things happen quite quickly on the track, so proximity of other riders is important. Forward thinking, seeing what's happening in front of you, making quick decisions. as well as the physiological parts of the cadence. You're usually on the track, you pedal at a higher RPM than you would mountain biking or road cycling at different times. So it really ups your game on being able to have a fluid pedal stroke and being versatile on the bike.
The sport isn't only attracting potential competitive athletes, it attracts the weekend warrior, the casual cyclist, and the fitness freaks.
There's just a lot of baby boomers coming that want to stay fit and healthy and love to ride their bikes, and there's been a natural tendency in cycling to be growing anyway. But coming onto the kids, we need to focus on that. That's where the most important focus will be, to get new people into the building. It'll be kids.
From the Mattamy National Cycling Center, this is David Lilly for I Woke Up Like This.
I'm going to stick to sidewalks because that sounds a lot safer for me than velodrome cycling.
Fair enough, but speaking of fast-paced action, but check out what we got coming up later on the show.
Coming up, it's fast, it's fun, and it might hurt, but you'll look cool while playing. This is Ultimate Dodgeball.
Now that's my kind of sport. The simple game of dodgeball, but then you add trampolines? I mean, who would have thought?
You know, it's almost like, you ever take a frisbee out with your friends, play a little bit of catch? If you had cleats, maybe a couple rules, and the competitive nature to win, you get Ultimate Frisbee. Our reporter Joshua Lyons traveled to the turf at the Sherwood Park Domes to find out what makes this game so great.
What's a frisbee? A frisbee's fun. It's a flying.
This is frisbee in the 1960s. Fast forward 50 years, and this is what it is today.
Wide open, cut, score.
Ultimate Frisbee has become more than a backyard game. It's grown into a popular sport played around the globe. Ultimate Frisbee combines the finesse of soccer with the big play potential of football. The game involves two teams. One team is passing the disc around and one team is defending. The object of the game is to successfully complete a pass into the opponent's end zone. It's a fast-paced, non-contact sport that is just as much fun to watch as it is to play. But what exactly makes it so exciting?
It's exhilarating to be on the field. It's the sensation of like digging your cleats into the turf or the grass and just making that big dive for a layout catch or jumping up and skying someone.
The roots of the sport go back over 40 years. Ultimate was invented by Columbia High School student Joel Silver in Maplewood, New Jersey in 1968. From there, the sport caught on, with the first college tournament being held at Yale University in 1975. The game then spread into places like Canada, South America, and Europe. International tournaments have helped generate interest for the game. It's estimated there are over 30,000 players in the country registered under Ultimate Canada.
We're growing a junior program, so a lot of individuals who've been playing competitively, they're putting time back into the youth, and they're spreading it by going to high schools, going to elementary schools, and doing after-school programs.
I went to Sherwood Park Domes to learn how to play Ultimate Frisbee and see how fun it really is. With the help of my friend Chris, who's played the game for 5 years, I learned how to properly throw a forehand and backhand pass. He also demonstrated how to defend. All in all, it was fun just running around, tossing the disc, and making some crazy catches. At the end of the day, it was great learning a new sport that I had fun playing. I think I'm an Ultimate Frisbee fan now. Before I woke up like this, I'm Josh Lyons.
With us in studio is Steve Carpenter, founder of the Milton Ultimate Club.
Thanks for joining us, Steve. We really appreciate you giving us the inside look at Ultimate. I hear we also get a little bit of a exclusive in-studio demonstration.
Well, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So what made you really get into Ultimate Frisbee and want to do this as a...
Well, a friend of a friend was playing the sport back in 1999, and it sounded like something fun to do, and I decided to join up, and I've been playing ever since.
what made you want to start the Milton Ultimate Club?
Well, I was playing in Toronto once a week. My wife and I had just moved out to Milton in 2008. And driving to Toronto and then coming back to Milton was a long drive, and I really wanted to play more than once a week. And knowing that Milton's a growing community and that Ultimate's a growing sport, I figured we could make a go of it starting our own league, and sure enough, we were able to, yeah.
How many times a week do you play now?
I play about twice a week, depends on the season, depends on what leagues are available, depends on what my twins have going on in their lives as well.
So it's estimated that there are over 5 million people actually playing in North America as of right now. But shed a little bit of light on the popularity in Canada, maybe specifically in Milton, and how it's really starting to.
Well, again, you will often hear sources say that Ultimate is the fastest growing sport in Canada. I don't know if that's true, but it sure feels like it is. Yeah. There are middle school leagues now, high school leagues, touring teams even at that level. When I started playing, there were no teams in university, or at least not in our area. And now that's across the board. There are tons of teams at that level, clubs at that level, and at lower levels as well. So I'm pretty confident that it's still growing quite significantly.
Right. And I mean, it's obvious that it's growing, but did you feel Summer Olympics that could really be considered? It's starting to become a possibility now. They want that to.
The Ultimate community is still hoping that'll be the case. We've all got our fingers crossed. I don't think I'll ever make it to the Olympics, but I'd love to watch it.
Right.
With a sport that is still growing, what are the challenges that come with running an Ultimate Club?
Well, the biggest challenge we've faced is just getting the word out there. I think there's lots of enthusiasm for the sport. We know lots of people that want to play the sport. It's giving them venues to play. It's letting them know this is the time, this is the date. Right. And we need to work with the communities that offer the fields and the permits so that there's space to play. Right.
The spirit of the game is a huge aspect of Ultimate. How does that kind of separate itself from other sports with that community element?
Well, one of the biggest things about Ultimate from the beginning in the late 60s, early 70s when the sport was started was the spirit of the game. It's self-officiated. Most leagues are co-ed. The idea is you don't try to take advantage of the rules. You don't try to take advantage of situations. You play the game with honesty and integrity. Right. And it just makes a better experience for everyone involved.
Yeah, it's a lot easier for the players and for people watching when it's that kind of environment, right?
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly.
So what do you think the biggest misconception really is on Ultimate Frisbee?
Good question. I think one big misconception is it's not as fast or doesn't require as much athleticism as other traditional sports like hockey or baseball or soccer. There's a lot of fitness required to play the game at high levels. And if you watch any of the professional leagues now, there's a couple of professional leagues that are 2-3 years old in North America. Those guys are athletes. They really are. Yeah.
Far more athletic than I am.
Well, I mean, speaking of athletic, maybe you can show us a little thing or two, like we said earlier.
Sure. We'll do some basic throwing and catching and a couple of other basic strategies of the game. Sure.
Cool.
Sure. Awesome.
Let's get to it. Thank you, sir. All right, so first former thing.
Right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Yeah, definitely the right hand.
Okay, I'm left-handed, so you guys can watch me and do the mirror image of what I do.
Okay, cool.
So if you've ever thrown a Frisbee at the beach, at a picnic, the way you would typically do it is what's called a backhand.
Okay.
And simple throw like this, from your hip out forward, you release, the disc spins, and that's what makes it fly.
That kind of motion there?
Exactly.
Right on. I'll go long for your potential catch if we need it.
The other throw is called a flick or a forehand, and it's released from the hip.
On the opposite side.
On the opposite side, the key to the flick is lots of spin.
Hey.
That's what makes the disc fly.
So one of those.
Exactly.
Cool.
Very nice.
Cool. Little shaky there, Jay. Right?
Well, I mean, what do you want me to say?
So you also mentioned something about a pivot. When does that really come into play?
Yeah. So on defense, typically it's a man-to-man defense. There are zone defenses which are more complicated, but typically it's man-to-man. So if I'm on offense and I'm trying to complete a pass to you, and Jared's defending me. He's trying to block the pass.
Okay.
So what I'm allowed to do, I'll pretend that I'm right-handed, is establish a pivot. Either foot is fine, but typically you want the foot opposite your throwing hand.
Okay.
So I'll make this my pivot. This allows me to make a throw from this position or from this position.
Okay, so it's kind of the basketball aspect of that. When you're stopping, you have the ability to move in places.
That's right. Once
Okay.
you've established your pivot, that has to stay. You can't drag your pivot. The advantage of the pivot is it makes the defender move laterally, gives you space on offense to make that throw.
Right.
So what can't a defender do while they're defending?
No contact.
Okay.
So if you're on offense and I'm defending you, I can't be blocking your arms. I can't be kicking you in the chest, anything like that.
Right.
As a defender, I'm allowed to move as long as I'm not interfering with your ability to move.
Right. Okay.
Cool. Well, and another terms, just a couple longer throws. See if we really get the gist of this.
This is called a hammer.
Oh, I don't know if we can do that one. So what? Is that a flick? Oh, jeez. I feel I'm responsible for that one.
That's quite all right. I've taken a lot of hard plastic off the hand.
Yeah. Is that actually a factor? Do you think? What are some of the main injuries you would really see out of ultimate frisbee?
Bruised thumbs.
Yeah.
Bruised thumbs from blocking thrown discs, trying to catch a disc that's a little too hard.
Right.
Other turf injuries like sprained ankles. Those injuries don't happen as much because the game's self-officiated. There's no contact that's built into the rules. And so really it is a much safer game than a lot of traditional sports, even though it's played at a high speed.
Right on. Awesome. This has been great, Steve. We really appreciate you coming and showing us everything we need
problem.
to know
Thanks
about
a lot.
Ultimate.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you. So, one more segment left, Jared.
I know for a fact you're looking forward to this one.
I'm pretty excited about this one. This one's dodgeball. This is my game here. I mean, and when you add trampolines in with dodge, it's such a simple game, but I mean, how do you add that? You have to add flips or something. You got to make it interesting.
See, when you say that, I want absolutely no part of that. Life is dangerous enough on flat ground. If you add in trampolines, flips, running, people trying to throw things at me, no, absolutely not.
Well, Jared, that's kind of the point of the game is to not get hit by the ball.
I don't care. Even the idea of me getting hit, not for me. Our reporter, Makita Burnett, however, is so much braver than I am. She went all the way to Aerosports in Oakville just to find out exactly what trampoline dodgeball is about.
Oh, let's check it out.
Dodgeball is back and it's better than ever. It's fun, it's fast, it's intense, it's called Ultimate Dodgeball.
Family, it's a great way to work out, burn some energy, get back at family members who kind of annoy you sometimes, friends who annoy you, so throwing a ball at your friends is kind of fun.
It takes you back to when you were a kid, and with the added element of trampolines, Ultimate Dodgeball allows people to move around and to avoid being hit in an entirely different way than before.
Oh, just adds an element of fun to be on the trampoline.
It's fun, it's more fun. Bouncing in the air, letting the wind blow in my hair, you know, it feels good.
2 teams of 5 players face off against each other. Each game is 4 minutes in length or until one team has all its players knocked out. If both teams have players at the end of a game, the match goes into sudden death until the first player is knocked out.
With trampoline dodgeball, it incorporates trampolines and stuff like that, so you're able to actually bounce and throw the ball, and it gives you a lot of height advantage. As well as the rules change without a sense of getting outs and stuff like that. As you catch the balls are frequently going in and out of play, so balls have to be thrown back in, and also make the clutches for the plays to go back in. It's a very high-intensive environment. We actually have to be always on top of it because balls can be going out of the area as well as catching outs and stuff like that. The thing with trampoline dodgeball as well, which happens frequently, is that balls hit off players, which means it's still a live ball, so you have to be very, very, very fast catching balls, and it brings players back into the game.
This sport is now played at an international level, and you can join a league no matter where you live.
If someone wants to join a team, you just go to Average Joe's. That's the company that runs this. And we're at Aerosports Trampoline Park Oakville, and that's where we host the games. So you just go through them, and they'll set you up through a team. You can either join any team with a group of friends, or you can just join any team with a bunch of single players, and they'll join the game for you.
Dodgeball is a sport where accidents happen and people get hurt. Adding trampolines and calling it Ultimate Dodgeball doesn't necessarily make it sound safer. Aerosports makes you sign a waiver before you participate in anything. It includes rules like no climbing or swearing, and that Aerosports will not take responsibility for you or your child's injuries.
The waiver system still follows the same. You still have to follow all the same rules of participating in the park. The only difference is you don't have to wear a wristband, which tells you how much time you have. You have until the entire game, and you can jump before or after your game to use the park as long as we're still open.
This sport can be very dangerous, but can also be very rewarding. With all the running and bouncing around, it is also a great workout.
Oh, for sure. It's fun. Helps out the cores, so if you're out of shape, if you want to tone up the body, play trampoline dodgeball.
Ultimate Dodgeball, being a great way to stay in shape, will also make you very tired and exhausted, and sweaty.
If you look at some of our players, they're like dripping in sweat. So it is like an aggressive sport.
Ultimate Dodgeball is a fun sport that can be played by anyone, male, female, or even if you're still just growing up. For I Woke Up Like This, I'm Makita Burnett.
I can't believe they play that in a cage.
That wasn't a cage. That was a net chair.
No, but it just looks like a death trap to me. I mean, when I watch that, I just feel unsafe. But where are you going? I mean, we still have to extra the show. Like okay, well, I'm Jared Clarkson. This is the end of our sports segment of I Woke Up Like This, and Ryan would be signing off, but I don't know where he.
Once an easy target, always an easy target. For I Woke Up Like This is your sports edition. See you next time.